Is it gonna... Okay. Are we here? Is it working? Okay, looks like it's working. Again. Right. Well, I think I got what I wanted. It's, pretty low latency, I guess. Are we all good? Someone say something if you can hear me and see me and this is working. My computer's fine. It's just, it refused to open Firefox so many times. And OBS crashed a lot of times, and then the stream finished because I didn't click the start streaming button in OBS again fast enough. So, yeah. Okay. Ugh. So then, right. Well, I don't know how the latency is still, but, I mean... Hopefully it's good. I'm just gonna, like, minimize everything. Well, no, I can't do that. I gotta have something open. Okay. So, right, someone say something. Okay, well, I guess at least someone's there, but it took a while before I got it, which is weird because I set the stream's latency to the lowest possible setting. But whatever, I guess it's probably just a limitation of my internet. I'm kind of scared that if I were to try and get on a Discord call or something, then I would actually, like, be completely stumped on. So... I don't know. You know, I'm not gonna try and do direct communication then. I'm just gonna get in one of the Daddy Elon Quirky Tube Chungus 100 tubes and we're just gonna go somewhere. In this case, we're going to the quartz farm. I said farm again. We're going to the quartz factory. It makes quartz products, quartz related accessories. It's this way. It's pretty far out. By which I mean it's literally far from here. Right, this is the old quartz storage area that used to hold all of the quartz crystals and silica, but it, you know, all of these places have storage areas that existed before, but now everything's being filtered off. This here is a truck station, and I used to use this, but then I realized that I didn't need to. It was bad, actually. It was a hell of a thing getting... Because, okay, the supply is all the way up at the top of this mountain. It's a hell of a thing getting up there. That ladder is part of it. But we're not going to take the death path to get up there. We're just going to take the normal route. So, yeah. I really liked this area. And, okay, with these conveyor belts, one thing that you notice, if you look at the things that I made in Satisfactory, is that there's a lot of obsession with everything working at like the exact perfect efficiency, and that's why there's 3 conveyor belts carrying stuff out, because I was using old conveyor belts. They only had so much capacity to move things quickly enough. So yeah, right. So this is near the peak of the mountain. And it, okay, no, don't want to. Can we please turn around? Please turn around. No, please, no. Thank you. Okay, yeah, you have to not do that is the important thing. It's been a while since I've played the game. Right, okay. But I just want to put the tech problems behind us for the time being and focus on video games. So up here is the quartz factory. It's not really a factory as much as it is like a bunch of machines. There's quartz crystals that get mined over there, and then they get carried up these conveyor belts, and then they get put into the machines. And the machines are... Oh wow, the UI got changed, huh? Right, well anyway, the machines all of course operate at perfect efficiency. There's this really unnecessarily complicated array of splitters and the other thing, mergers. What the fuck? Wait, why'd that sound go off? That's like the alert box sound, but I thought I turned that off. What? It's not even... What the hell? Huh, okay. Well, anyway... I don't know what that was. I don't know if someone, like... I don't know if someone, like, gave me money or something. It's kind of unclear. But whatever, I don't think there's any means by which they could have done that anyway. Anyway, yeah, okay. If I'm just gonna try and remember why this is set up the way it is. Because there's two things you can get out of quartz. You get quartz crystals and you get silica. And these both have annoying systems for producing them. Like you need 5 raw quartz to make 3 quartz crystals, and you need 3 raw quartz to make 5 silica. Which basically meant that I needed to make sure that both of them are getting the right amount. Because, okay, how did this work? Because there's 2 machines, those are both pure nodes, which means those machines are both producing, those are minor mark 1s, I think. Yeah, these are still conveyor belt mark 1s, so they should, yeah. These are standard initial miners, so these are both producing 60 quartz per minute. Then they fall off the conveyor belt. Ignore that part. Okay, yeah, then the conveyor belt, I fall off the conveyor belt, and then, yeah, so that means that there's 120 total raw quartz coming in here. So, yeah, then I basically had a situation where I needed to, like... Oh, yeah, it was something like... God, I can barely remember why. It was like... Yeah, none of... These aren't underclocked or anything. And I definitely discovered underclocking by then. I know I'm talking about stuff that doesn't mean anything, but yeah. Oh, yeah, right, that's the thing, yeah. So, yeah, it's 5 raw quartz for 3 quartz crystals, and that means that you need 37.5 raw quartz to each of these machines per minute to get 3 quartz crystals per minute, or 22.5. So we're getting 120. 37.5 times 2 is obviously, it's 72, 73. Yeah, 73. That doesn't sound right. No, it's 75. Yeah, that's I'm being silly. Right, so 75 needs to go to those 2, and then 22.5 times 2, of course, is 45. And 75 plus 45 is 120, so it does, you know, the input and output match up, but it was annoying to get it to this point because I had to split it into the right ratios. That's what all this is for. I don't remember how this works, and I'm not going to look at it more after this. But yeah, and then regular conveyor belts can only carry 60 per minute, and the result of this whole setup is that it puts out, I think it was, yeah, it would put out like, yeah, it puts out 45 crystal, like quartz crystal a minute, and then 100 silica a minute, or not 100, something else. Oh god, 75. 75 is just over 60, so one belt couldn't carry it all. So I used 2 belts because back then I didn't have conveyor belt Mark IIIs, which are way nicer to make than conveyor belt Mark IIs. Although I also have all the reinforced iron plates I could ever need, so conveyor belt Mark IIs aren't as hard to come by as they used to be. But either way, yeah, I used 3, and then I did all this annoying elaborate stuff to try and like get all that down the mountain with all these lifts. It was really... it was a whole adventure. See, this maybe isn't the best, like, stream game. Oh, okay. Yeah, love graphic settings here. This isn't really the best stream game because I kind of, like, a lot of the things that happened in this world already happened, or everything already happened. I'm just, like, saying stuff that happened and then pointing at it and being like, yeah, that was pretty fun. But you didn't see any of it, of course. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. This isn't something I'd normally do. I'm just going around through this world because it's like, you know, it was in a video. Trying to get down these ladders is annoying, and I took a lot of deaths in this area trying to build this whole infrastructure. But I did it, and I spent an unreasonable amount of time on it. Anyway, I like the hypertubes when they go down because they go really fast. You can just zip down and see the conveyor line, and now you know where quartz comes from. Anyway, yeah. A lot of these hypertubes used to hook up to like points near my base. Okay, yeah, okay. Give me a sec. This happens sometimes. This happens sometimes without me streaming it. It just froze. It was probably trying to save. Honestly, what I need to do is I need to get more RAM. I mean, really, I don't think 8 gigabytes is that little, but the way that everyone in the world designs software is that they just like assume. Yeah, they are too quirky. Everyone designs software where they just assume that like for like whatever, like, you know, that like resources are no object whatsoever. It's annoying to me. I mean, like, you know, because why bother optimizing things when like you whatever, we can just have problems and it's fine. That's a weird way of phrasing it. Yeah. I'm gonna go back into regular full screen and see what happens. Anyway, right, back to the game. The Elon tubes are far too quirky for the stream, and I'm afraid that we may have run into a grave. I can't think of a joke. God. Going through the Elon Musk, Daddy Elon Quirky Tube Chungus 100 tubes is really, it says a lot about society. Message. Right, well, we're back here, but it's fine. I want to show off all the other wonders of the world. Whee! Look at us go. We're like Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, I need to, look, anytime that I, like, my brain ever stalls out because of my ADHD, it's actually not because of ADHD. It's because I'm a woman and because I take estrogen, and so, like, you know, everyone knows that taking estrogen is bad for your brain because of reasons. But yeah, the I think this game is very pretty. It does look prettier when the graphic settings are nicer, but whatever. I do like these tubes. Like, yeah, ADHD is a thing. It's always nice to see that other people have it. Yeah, this game has trains in it too, and I think I have access to those now, or maybe almost do or something. I actually forget. Was it Q? Do I have access to trains? I don't have access to trains. Right. But I could set up trains. It would be a lot less energy intensive than these things, but also it requires like to actually sort of reckon more with the environment, because like, and trains have a constant energy cost too, but it's also like not as consistent as these just take 10 megawatts for every entrance. Okay. I am currently streaming right now. I don't know why it's telling me to connect streaming software. Oh, hello. Yeah, don't know what that was about, actually. It's driving me a little bit wild, but it's fine. I'm just bargaining with it, you know? All I want at the end of the day is to, you know, play video games and show off the thing I made. I just want to show off the thing I made. So, yeah, we hope. I'm just gonna do it again, and we're gonna hope it works this time. My favorite biblical hero is Sisyphus, because of how much he did it a lot of times. I don't even know what its problem is. Like, my graphics settings aren't really set unreasonably high, I don't think. It's like something happened. I appreciate that you're back now, Colin. Yeah, I vomit when I think about Elon Musk too, but it's a reflex that I can suppress for streams like this. God, I don't know what it is. It feels like something happened like a few months back that just suddenly meant that my computer was way worse at doing everything for no particular reason. And I don't know what changed. It would probably help if I got it out of if I got it out from under my desk. It's not really in a, like, you know, great position right now for you know, it's not in a great position right now for, like, maybe it's a Windows update, I don't know. I mean, I don't think I usually get Windows updates, so maybe that's it. I don't know. I actually will have to check on that. Yeah, something happened, and like I've had times where I tried to play Satisfactory like alone, and it also would just crash constantly, and I don't really know why. And with Premiere Pro as well. That is true. When you take HRT, notably your energies kind of like begin to interfere with the epic gaming power of your graphics card. It starts to have problems. Maybe I just need to change out my thermal paste or something. But like, I changed out my thermal paste like not that long ago. Maybe, I don't know, like not a lot of months ago. Like not long after I moved here, like a year ago. I don't know. Whatever it is. It is everything that goes wrong in my life ever is obviously a result of HRT, though. I had to change out my thermal paste because I like actually I was clearing the dust off of my processor, so I had to take it apart. And when you take it apart, you got to change out the thermal paste. Okay, right. What was I doing then? I think I got here and I was talking and then it immediately crashed. I'm just gonna save here. Just to have that. This way we have that. Hormones have destroyed the epic gamer within. I'm gonna go to Plastic Town. which is what I'm calling this now. It's not Plastic Town, but we can call it that. This one's really far away from the warehouse. It took a lot of time to build this hypertube. I have no idea. It feels like everyone who does emojis is like always forever committed to making them look worse. Oh yeah, also the convenient thing about hypertubes is specifically for the application of like trying to take you from a central warehouse to a factory, that you can just kind of latch them onto the top of your conveyor belts like this. That's one thing that I really appreciate about them. Now, you know, hypothetically, if you used, if I was using vehicles to do this stuff, like actual vehicles, then it would be nicer probably because I could actually just, you know, get in them. But it bothers my brain when like there's cars or something transporting this stuff. Okay. Because it's just less consistent than conveyor belts, and most of the appeal for this game for me is that everything goes exactly the way that I expect it to all the time. So I, you know, it bothers me. So this is the, which one is the map button? Z? It's Z, okay. Yeah. This here is the Blurple McDurple Oil Refinery. There's a long list of names here that happened. This all happened because I named some purple trees over here Purple McDurple Woods, and then I just decided to go on the theme because this whole area of the world is just purple. So this is Blurple Ocean, and this is the Blurple McDurple Oil Refinery. This is the big shed. This is a lake at Blurple's Edge. This was my original power plant, the Cole County Lake. I just called it Cole County because it's Cole County. No one lives there. It's just called Cole County. Then there's Cole City Municipal Beach and Power Plant. And then there's this area, which is an oil refinery and also a power plant. And that's where I get all my power from. This is actually all new. Like, this whole thing I made after I made that video. So, you know, I couldn't have even had footage of this in the video if I wanted to. Which is a shame because it probably would have been really nice for the aesthetic variety, but oh well. These are refineries, these machines. They are used with making crafting recipes that involve water and other fluids. The funny thing is this massive operation as well. This massive operation is all powered off of this, or like this oil refinery is all coming from this one oil pump. There are other oil pumps on the other oil nodes in this area because this area has a lot of oil, but this single oil pump already produces 240 cubic meters of oil per minute, which is enough to power like go through all of this. And I didn't want to make the infrastructure for the rest because it would have taken forever. Right, there's a fluid buffer here, and then all of the oil gets filtered through into here. Underneath the refinery, and then it goes up into these refineries. Those refineries refine it into other stuff, namely plastic and rubber. There's two crafting recipes, one for rubber, one for plastic. You get this heavy oil residue as a side effect. That's kind of the gimmick of the refinery, is that you get side materials, but then conveniently you can take the heavy oil residue, you can channel it all into these machines, turn it into petroleum coke, and then you can pump it all the way over through here into power generators, which these are just coal generators. And so then you can go, it's cool. I think it's cool. There's a lot of conveyor belts. This is also a thing. I think they changed this in the update, but like there's one problem that I've run into where like, at least in the past, generators like this only generate as much power as you actually need, so they don't actually have a consistent input. And so, you know, it gets backed up a bit. And in order to prevent that problem from affecting anything farther up the line with the refineries, I just have this system where if it ever gets backed up, like all the way through here, then instead of anything going into this container, it'll instead get channeled off into these fix-it TM awesome sinks, which is what they're called. And then, you know, I get points for that. I get rewards, membership points. And then I have this elaborate set of conveyor belts here that carries all of the rubber and plastic over to the appropriate containers over here. And then I have these, and then I have this fix-it dump that's like just kind of in the system for the sake of redundancy. In case this whole line got sort of blocked up, then extras would go over there. And that's the secret. So that's where a lot of my power comes from, is this mess. Max production, max cons? What does that mean? Huh. This is all new to me, by the way. Consumption is 1,698.9 megawatts, so I have enough capacity for that. And I guess it's producing at maximum capacity, but not really. I think there's that extra capacity is probably a biomass burner somewhere that's not being powered. So yeah, I guess like trying to just barely produce over consumption was probably leading to problems with like fluctuations, just causing everything to burn out. Because the way that fuel works in this game is that if this number consumption ever goes above production, then instantly everything gets burnt out. And since I have everything in the entire system connected to one big grid, someone made a thirst trap account for Ben Sharpie. Why? What is that? I don't understand. Like, I know what those words mean, but I don't like know what it means when you put them together like that. The biceps. So someone's horny for Ben Shapiro and they're making an account for biceps of Ben Shapiro. Is that what you're saying? I think that's good. I think that's beautiful. What is this? What's max cons? What is that? I wish it like told me. That's just great. It's good to see people being horny for Ben Shapiro, I guess. Yeah, one of the things with coal is that you need these. Wait, what the? What's happening here? Hey, are they all? What the fuck? What? Something went wrong here. Oh god. Also, yeah, this took a while to build. I mean, I think I did it in like 2 play sessions. It wasn't like hellish, you know, compared to presumably the stuff that people normally do here. God, okay, all of the pipes are off. What? This is really weird. I don't like it. I'm not happy with it. But yeah, I mean, it took some time to make this. It was certainly a lot. This game kind of sucks you in and gets you like invested in the idea that it won't take that long to build stuff, and then it does take that long to build stuff. And the amount of stuff that I've built is just scratching the surface because there's so much oil over here. Like, I could replicate this entire setup like fucking, I don't know, like at least 4 times if I wanted to use all that oil. But like, this is already producing more than I'll probably ever need. It's actually kind of weird. There's like a lot of resources in this game, and it's rare that you really even need to like, you don't really need to do anything with most of them. Conservatism is an unattractive trait for sure. But also I don't think, I mean, I'm extremely a lesbian, so I don't know if I'm really qualified to judge on this, but also I can't really comprehend the idea of someone being attracted to Ben Shapiro. It doesn't really make sense to. I mean, someone is clearly, like, he has a wife, but it's not something that makes sense to me. It's kind of it's like one of history's great mysteries. That I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it did. Look at this area. I like this area. It's geyser. I think geysers are used for something in this game, but I haven't seen it. And then there's this whole forest. This forest is terrifying at night if you're not in a Daddy Elon, like, Goofus 2, whatever we called these. Because at nighttime, the weird spider creatures show up. There's just weird spider creatures that show up, but I think they only show up at nighttime here, and only in some areas of the world. Yeah, like, I don't get the impression that Ben Shapiro has a lot of particular, like, attractive energies to him. He doesn't seem like there's really anything about him that could be hot or, like, even just appealing, like, on a personal level. But, you know, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna go to Steele County, Cole County. It's Cole County. This pipe leads to Cole County. I think there's there's supposed to be a brief moment there where I almost, like, take damage, but it didn't work out, I guess. Yes. So there's Cole County Power Plant. Basic understanding of human anatomy is attractive. This was the first power plant that I built out of coal. I don't remember if I actually went here in the video, but it is the first thing. These are the biomass burners that you normally start with powering. Oh my god. So hypothetically, say for the sake of argument, hypothetically that you followed me to my let's say my lodgings, let's say my apartment, let's say my car, let's say my house. And then we engaged in hypothetically, like, if we engaged in sort of in a sexual intercourse, and I can't keep that up. It's awful. Yeah, I think I might. Yeah, I don't actually have any of these power structures on. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't like more than anything that even if I was attracted sexually in any way to Ben Shapiro, I wouldn't, like, want to be around him long enough to form a relationship. So yeah, this was started as a power plant. Yes. This is my bisexual culture as a lesbian. This area here, this coal mining machine mines coal. There was this whole system that, like, splits it off, like, splits coal off to be used in the power plants, but I kind of changed it because basically my power needs are covered, and so I could probably change this back, honestly, because, like, the problem I was having was that whole the steel production area over there. You need coal for steel. You need coal and iron to make steel. And there's a steel production area down there. And I need to, like, siphon off a consistent amount of coal for that, right? Like, I can't just extract, like, a variable amount of coal, or else it's just going to cause backups over there. So, you know, the original thing was that I had this splitter set up, and half of the coal would be sent over to be used in these power plants. But the power plants didn't burn all the coal, and if it gets backed up, then all the coal gets sent over to the steel production area, which then would cause backups. So instead, I just doubled the capacity of the steel production area and sent almost all the coal over there. Although there's still a little bit of coal that gets siphoned off to here for this black powder assembler. it takes 7.5 coal per minute, and that machine is producing 250. So I had to do all these splitters to like only take out 7.5 per minute, because that's like you know, maybe it was a little easier back when it was only producing like 120 coal a minute. But you know, now it's producing 240. So that's what, like half, fourths. Yeah, it's like a 16th of the production has to be brought over here to go along with this sulfur. Hypothetically, I could bring more coal over here and then like manufacture a whole ton of black powder, but I already have like more black powder than I will ever need, so there's not really a need for that. But it's kind of a running theme is that I build like probably just kind of serviceable machines in this game, and then now I just have more of a resource than I will ever need. So, you know, there's just this one miner that produces, there's lots of sulfur resources all over the map. But I have this miner here clocked at 25% clock speed, and that's producing pretty much all the sulfur I want. I don't think sulfur's like used for anything else other than black powder. Like black powder is used for explosives and stuff. I think sulfur does other stuff, but like I don't think it's like stuff that would be hard to adapt, you know. Underclock, like managing your capacities like this is rewarded in this game, because underclocking stuff consumes a lot less energy, and specifically like you can also like underclocking a machine. If you have two machines that produce half of the capacity that they normally would, then the total power consumption will be less than it otherwise would be if you just had the one machine. So underclocking is like always a really useful tool. You can also overclock stuff, but he's so quotable and memeable. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I didn't bring up Ben Shapiro. I have no quarrel with the man. I actually do have a lot of quarrels with him, and I don't know why I said that, but let's say hypothetically it would be illogical to destroy the internet lady with facts and logic. It would be. What does this guy, what does this machine actually want for coal? I forget. Consumes. Right, okay, it's consuming plenty of water, but what does it want for coal? Like, what happens if I start? $15 per minute. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, originally the coal miner produced 120 coal per minute, and then I siphoned off half of it to go there, but it caused backups and weird stuff. But one thing I could try doing, now the gears are turning. Oh yeah, currently it's only set to send overflow to the power generators over there. Hypothetically, this is my favorite emoji. Is that a little kitty cat in the box? I really like that. That's good. I like kitty cat in a box. Yeah, this is currently only set to send overflow this way, but I could raise the capacity of this to send 60 extra coal out, and then I could just use the I could literally just use conveyor belt Mark 1s, because those can only carry 60 anyway, and then it would perfectly distribute it. That's actually kind of a cool idea. I'm gonna do that. You know, might as well while I'm here. What can we get this? So I want it to 300. Right, we'll do that, and then so that should send 60 off that direction, and then the same amount in the other directions, probably. I think that's how that works. I'm not actually sure if that's how it works. I feel like the splitters are weirder than that. Shelter. Oh, that's so sweet. I love Kitty in a box. It's very good. Yeah, I mean, this should still send out the right amounts, I guess. Because I just used a Mark 1, so it can only siphon off a possible 60, and then the rest just has to go somewhere else. Maybe it would... Yeah, and it's going to siphon it off equally from the other two? Yeah, it probably works. I don't know. What's the worst that could happen? Yay, so now these are running again. I forget if I turned off the water. No, I didn't. Great. I think this produces more water than I actually need. 120 cubic meters per second, or per minute. And each of these needs 45. Right, 45 times 4 is 180. And... Oh yeah, this is overclocked or something, isn't it? It's not overclocked. Why is it not overclocked? I'm gonna overclock it. Where's my power slugs? Oh, there it is. Yeah, there we go. And now that these are going at maximum capacity, then it's actually going to constantly be drawing that much water. I blame capitalism and Paw Patrol, the two sins of humanity. I can stand behind that. I think Paw Patrol has had it too good for too long. I don't think that, but you know. This truck station is weird because this is also from back when I was like kind of going to use I was going to use trucks for transport, but then or tractors specifically, but I didn't want to. So the black powder is still routed through here because this is where it was originally going to go, but then I just attached a conveyor belt that just goes all the way to the base from here. I have a lot of fun memories with this area because it was pretty much the first, it was the first area where I kind of had the setup of a factory that I ended up using more later. It's like, look, there's look at this. It's like it actually looks cool as opposed to a lot of the other places I had made up to that point. This place looks like a place. Oh, okay, good. I noticed earlier when I was looking through all of my parts that I think there's, or well, I'd have to go research it, but I think I have access to a new tool that might be nice. There's everything in my supply, everything in all of my factories is hooked up to the exact same electrical grid, but apparently there's a way that you can, there's like a machine now that you can use. There's a machine that's a switch now. You can, because you can get disconnect stuff from the grid. You just have to disassemble the power lines, but it's kind of annoying. So it's nice the idea that there's going to be there's a switch I can get access to. And this is the steel area, like I said. It's got steel. It's just 2 layers of the exact same floor layout. Iron ore is mined, turned into iron, combined with coal in the foundry, and then you get steel, and then there's a bunch of constructors and assemblers and stuff that make it into steel pipes and steel beams, and then the steel pipes and beams can be connected with stuff. There's some copper over there that lets us make stators with the pipes, and there's some concrete over there, or limestone that lets us make concrete and then make encased industrial beams. So now we have a whole lot of that, and that all goes to the warehouse. And then if that gets backed up, of course it gets rerouted into the epic awesome fix-it awesome dump epic. My cat's always depicted as cunning. My cat got a plastic bag stuck on its head and proceeded to sprint around the room trying to outrun it. That is a good point. I feel it is often is a cat. It's an unfair burden to cats that their cunning is sort of oversold, you know, because cats are just fun little guys, you know. Like, that's all it is. It doesn't have to be anything more than that. They're just fun little guys, right? And I think that the time should come that we respect that. You know, someday we can hope to have the respect that we all desire for cats. I did a lot of driving back and forth with this area, which is the reason for this bridge. But now I don't need driving because I have Elon Musk's dank kush epic hyper wheels. Right. Where do I go next? What exciting part of my mini worlds of colonialism do I explore now? Let's see, this one goes to the... I don't know what this goes to. Oh, I think this might go to Coal City? And that goes to the Carterium factory. You know, I'm gonna explore more in the hub area. I'm gonna show off more of the hub area right now. Because, yeah, this is the main area that would look familiar from that video. Ben Shapiro X mail reader and Ben Shapiro X trans reader exists. That's great. That's just, yeah, that's, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. There's no other allowable reactions to that. This over here is the copper area. There's this ore node here, this copper node is why I set up my hub here. Oh god. And then there's a miner that makes copper, and then the copper goes out into all of the things and gets, you know, mined at perfect efficiency. It's hard to state how crucial it is to me that everything is supplied exactly to the degree that it is needed and no more. It's not actually necessary on any level, but I like it. It makes me feel happy. Look at these guys. These little creatures are here. They're not hostile or anything, they just stand around. The English. They just stand around if you... Wait, no, I gotta show this off actually. I think I can. If you jump on their backs, yeah, they're bouncy. They're bouncy, guys. Look at that. That's fun, isn't it? That's exciting. They're bouncy, fucking bouncy guys. Over here is the first iron thing that I made. With some iron nodes here. Normally there would be those monsters that I mentioned in the video next to these nodes, but I killed all of them, so they're not there anymore. And yeah, this makes screws, this makes iron plates, this makes iron rods. This area over here is just a setup to like manufacture stuff to go into the space elevator because I didn't want to make a whole factory for it. This is a whole lot of stuff. These parts are really annoying to make and take a lot of effort, and it would just be a long time of like putting machines down to actually try and make them. Also, I really like this. I have no idea if this like movement that I always do of sliding and then jumping is actually faster, but it feels faster, and that's what's important. So this right here is a limestone machine, it makes concrete. That's all there is to that. That production line is incredibly simple. Over here is a little bit more complicated thing. This is the first, probably the first big complicated factory that I made. You can tell by how much there is of it. I've definitely seen joke Ben Shapiro fanfic before. I've definitely seen someone read it at like like queer clubs or something. But yeah, there's a lot here. There's 3 sources of iron that go into this, and of course they're all being run at exactly perfect capacity. Everything is exactly as it should be. And then they go into the giant nightmare factory, and then there's just a lot of things, you know. There's constructors, there's furnaces. Furnaces have to smelt the iron. Some of the furnaces are on the 2nd floor, some of them are on the 1st floor. Then there's constructors, and I have a diagram. I actually, you know, let me get it. Let me just see if I can find it. Yeah, I have several pages in this notepad of fucking calculations that I ran in order to figure this out. Like, and I drew a diagram schematic of how it would look. And then there was this mess. There's this mess here. There's just a lot of diagrams that I drew in this notebook here, actually. Yeah. So I made this whole 2-floor nightmare factory to make plates. And the plates are hard to make. You have to combine screws with plates, and you make the reinforced iron plates. And then there's also rotors made here. And I had constructors to make them into smart plating, but I don't use those anymore because smart plating is an elevator part and it's not just like as relevant anymore. Yeah, look at this graph. It's, yeah, like I have a lot of, you can tell that I'm fixated on a game when I start busting out my notepad to draw fucking schematics for it. Because I was just trying to figure out how all this would work. I think I tend to make stuff with a little bit less intricate care now, because it's a real pain in the ass to try to make stuff this elaborate with later straddling libs. I don't get it. Yeah, it's nice to, yeah, it's complicated. Fucking, wait, what's going on here? Things aren't supposed to stop in this factory. No siree. Uh-oh. This thing needs, no, what? Oh no, something's very wrong. See, the thing that was the solution to all this mess was me figuring out about underclocking. So it's just an Excel sheet sort of interest, yeah. Yeah, I did. We'll see Golden Shower Falls later. Don't worry about it. But yeah, this something is wrong here. I'm worried. This is not good. It's not taking in enough. Oh god. What's the problem? I can't actually comprehend. Yeah, the thing that's the lesbian graph. The thing that solved all of this was me realizing that you could underclock stuff. So if a machine was producing more screws than you needed, you could just tell it to produce less instead of trying to make this whole elaborate extra part where it sends all the extra screws off to a different place. There's definitely just something somewhere in the supply chain that's producing too much or something. Wait, what's going on? Okay, it's turning. This is producing the right amount of screws. This is overloaded with screws. It's not. It's producing far too many. How many screws does this want? This wants 100 screws per minute. This is a conveyor belt Mark II, so that's fine. Wait, I think it might actually be. Oh, huh. Maybe that's it. Screws can't stack above 500. I think that might be the problem. Screws can't stack above 500, so it couldn't take all the screws that it, like it couldn't take all the screws, so it was getting stuck, and then that caused backup. I think that actually makes sense. And I'm not going to do more because I have to stop myself from falling down the hole. Iconic gamer, I appreciate the compliment. This little nightmare here is a little something called the Hyperloop. It's a special technique that people invented to attempt to, like, basically hypertube entrances give you a burst of speed when you walk into them. So you can make hypertube cannons where you just put a bunch of entrances next to each other and then they all just add a ton of speed to you and then launch you to a place, or just launch you through a hypertube even. This method is supposed to work in such a way where you can just build up that speed in a loop. Yeah, I've built my share of massive ancom flags in Minecraft. I can appreciate that. And trust me, this is not the like I was just trying to figure. Oh shit! I didn't mean to get in. Oh god, no. Fuck no. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna accept my fate. Wherever this wants to send me. Yeah, so you go really fast in the hypertube now, but yeah, that wasn't the complex math on screws. Trust me, that was just me finding a kink in like the stacking system. This the complex math on screws was way worse than that. I mean, it really isn't that bad. It's mostly just ratios, you know, like how many screws turn into how many rods and stuff. Right, so here we are. This is near the Carterium factory. There's a lot of stuff that we make here at the Carterium factory, by which I mean there's like 2 things, I think. I don't think we make other stuff. But there's a small bit of like factory over there, on that mountain over there, that produces copper sheets at a pretty low rate, just so that I have the copper sheets to make these AI limiters, and then with the AI limiters I can do other epic and cool stuff. Doesn't seem like it's getting enough copper sheets, I guess. Wait, no, I think it might be a similar situation. Well, anyway, yeah, so yeah, this was a massive amount of storage that I built for the Carterium Quickwire, but then I just decided to start transplanting it off to the big shed. Those AI limiters are what you need to make the smart splitters that I like, so that's why I started mass producing them. But I have, like, as with everything else, I have way more than I could ever possibly use. What the... Oh, okay. But yeah, there's some ramps that can lead us up to the actual Golden Shower Falls, which are just regular falls, but they're next to gold, which is why I called them that. And Carterium is basically just gold. This is a pretty straightforward factory. No, it's the warehouse that I showed earlier. It's the, it's over here. It's next to the hub. It's just the big shed. So that machine over there mines Carterium, and then it goes in, like, this is a very straightforward thing. The foundries smelt the Carterium, and then it turns it into Quickwire. And I made platforms for navigating the area. But you gotta be careful, because if you fall down there, then you just kind of die. That's the void over there. You don't want to fall in the void. Ooh, power slug. I probably shouldn't, though. Maybe later. But yeah. I still don't know what happens. You drop your equipment when you die in this game, but you drop it in like a box, and it's usually not too hard to get back. And I still don't know what happens if you fall into the void. I think the equipment... Actually, you know, I think I might have found out. I think the equipment just spawns on like a shelf nearby, you know, wherever your last ground location was, but I'd rather not take my chances here. The setup that I had for dumping stuff into the fix-it dump is helpful as well, because like all of these fences and stuff that I put around are all stuff that you have to unlock with that. God, this game usually looks a lot prettier. At least the ground does. All right, now I feel like whenever I play a game, I'm always trying to find epic speedrunning skips or whatever, and that I can't actually do it because I don't don't have the skill or the capacity. No. Okay. Anyway, I went into the wrong one. You got to make sure you go in the right one. Although it's also pretty likely that this is just busted because it's just not worked in the past. No, okay, it worked here. That's cool. So like this is really fun. But whenever I try to okay. Okay. Whenever I try to use the one that's supposed to take me back to the shed, it just doesn't work for some reason. Like the one of these hyperloops that's supposed to do that. Like, if I jump in there, right? That's supposed to take me back to the shed. But it doesn't. It just goes in the wrong one. I don't really know why. But, you know, what are you going to do, right? Why have I only been live for like 40 minutes? I could have sworn I've been live for longer than that. No, I didn't. No, god damn it. No. I didn't want to climb the ladder. I need to disassemble these, honestly. They're not really very helpful at all. I'm probably gonna just... No, I don't want to climb the ladder. And we will hook up the two that actually do something. Great. Okay. Yeah, this factory is very fun to watch, although it was a huge drain on resources early on. Like, just trying to make that thing run properly was a nightmare early on in the game because I didn't have any kind of, like, consistent source of energy. Like, I just had to rely on biomass, so... Oh yeah, speaking of biomass, I gotta detail this area later. But later. I think we'll do that later. Ooh, look, it's like a first-person view. Maybe I should probably try and avoid... like, avoid something that's gonna actually, like... give people seizures or something. Right. This, I think, is the last tube that I haven't gone through yet. So I think I might have shown everything else. I'm very excited about this. I'm happy with a lot of the stuff that I made in this game. It's going to take us by this mysterious facility again, but I'll talk about that later. For now, what this thing does is it takes us to here to start with. This is the modular cube factory, because that other factory over there only produces rotors. You're in the quirky Chungus Elon tubes. Oh yeah, I just remembered. There was like a... They introduced lighting in this, and that was really cool. In this update, they introduced lighting. They didn't have any lighting, so places tend to look pretty dark. But, yeah, this is its own, like, weird kind of complex setup of machines all interlocking to produce modular cubes. Oh god, yeah, just imagine this hypertubes, but just lit up like... just cycling into like rainbow colors like the actual real world. Like, these things are less goofy than the actual real world loop. It's fucking amazing. This factory is all for making these modular cubes, by the way. It just makes some of those every now and then. I was having a fun time the other day on Twitter, just entirely dunking on the loop, because it's a very funny idea. It's not the same thing as these tubes, you know. These are more like the Hyperloop, which is, you know, simultaneously, like, I guess more interesting, but also worse. Oh, also, by the way, this shot might be familiar from the video as well, because it's, you know, I was in this exact tube, and did it do it? Did it do the thing again? Looks like it did the thing again. Don't worry, it's fine. Wait, what does your least favorite number being 3 have to do with cubes? Yeah. It's often easy to get the Hyperloop and the loop mixed up, because it's very important when talking about Elon Musk's terrible transit inventions, and like concepts that, like, I don't want to dignify them by calling them inventions, because I don't think they even really count, but like it's very important to distinguish between the two very bad ideas that he's had. I'm gonna clean the memory. Okay. Also, I guess it just spawned us outside the Hypertube. That's cool. Yeah, so there's the Hyperloop, and the Hyperloop is a proposed system by which he would also, you know, I'm not going to show off that much of Coal City, actually. I think you got the picture, really. No, trains are evil, trains are bad. The Hyperloop is like a long transit thing where it's like, oh, you know, we can stick everyone in like in little plastic, like, you know, Hypertube like things, and then stick them in little pods, and then it's like a vacuum tube, and they can go really fast, like on a maglev. It's like trying to elaborate on the idea of a maglev, which is cute, I guess, but the actual logistics of trying to maintain a vacuum sealed tube that like spans 70 miles in the middle of the desert is a really bad idea. But yeah, the loop is like in some ways even funnier, because it's not even like sci-fi space age stuff. It's literally just like trains are great. I was being sarcastic, because, you know, trains are like kind of by far the best transit out there, and I like them a lot. But, you know, ultimately, like every public transit, every like transit board in any city is their biggest fear, their like biggest, most prominent fear is the idea that they might have to like use trains for public transit. So like, yeah, the loop is literally like the original concept is you park your car in like a special parking spot, and then it takes like you pay money, and then it takes you underground on like a car elevator and latches you into these magic tubes that will just like shoot your car really fast through them. They're like little tiny tube trains, but they're not trains, of course. They're not. It's completely different. But like. And the plan is that you would go really fast through the tubes, that they would like attach rails to your car or something, and then just shoot you through at like 120 miles an hour or something. And the tubes are like too small for, like, even by design, the tubes are too small for you to open your door in them. So like it's just there's so many problems. There's a Do Not Eat video about it. I like it. Pretty much just goes through all the problems. Because yeah, I mean, there's all the, like, if any car ever had any kind of mechanical failure and got stopped, then if there's a bunch of cars going at 120 miles an hour, then they all immediately die. Like, they all literally immediately crash into this car and die. And then, like, how do you even get access to the cars in the middle of the tunnel? And how, like, if your car gets stalled, how do you get out of your car? You can't open the doors. The tunnels aren't big enough. Like, you can't... It's incredibly unsafe to go that fast. Plus, it creates a lot of logistical problems because you need a pretty big turning distance to go that fast. You know, because like when you're going on a straightaway, you can go as fast as you want. But when you're turning, you need to make sure the car isn't going to derail and crash into a wall. And turning distances for that speed are really, really wide. Because, you know, you don't... And you know, you wanted to put this stuff underground. And like figured, oh, if it's tiny little car tunnels, then, you know, it's not like subways. It can like navigate around under the streets. But it doesn't work like that because it's still subject to the same physics as subways, except you're putting through like a bunch of cars that aren't designed to go through a system like this. And you know, just generally, like, a lot of property rights come into question as well, because usually property rights are considered to go... Like when people own land, usually it's considered by like the government to say that they own that land to the center of the earth. You know, people literally use the phrase, like, people will literally say like all the way down to hell. You know, your land claim keeps going down, which means that, you know, if you want to run tunnels underneath the city, you then have to like negotiate land claims with every single house in the entire city. And then, like, ultimately, it would just then be incredibly unsafe. And, like, ultimately, it wouldn't even be a good public transit solution, because you would need to have, because there's a bottleneck, right? Like, sure, you can make the cars go through really quick, but if they're going through those car elevators, not that many cars. If the car loses power... Even on a regular road, Tesla still trap passengers inside in emergencies. That's just wonderful. It's really good. It's a really good idea to make opening the door of the car dependent on the car battery. That can't lead to any problems. On some level, I still feel like it was probably a bad idea to make window opening like dependent on the battery, or at least a bad idea to completely remove the cranks that you could use to open them. But, you know, whatever. At least you can still open the doors in most cars. But yeah, you know, even barring all that, you have a bottleneck. You know, if you're trying to get cars through a car elevator, then that's the speed the cars are going through the system. You know, it doesn't matter how fast they're going underground. You need, like, it's the entrance that's actually the limiting factor there. And the car elevator, I mean, it's just an incredibly inefficient way to get a car onto, like, a side road. And ultimately, like, what the loop amounts to is basically just being a worse freeway system. Like, to the extent that Elon even... yeah, that's rough. But to the extent that Elon even, like considers this, you know, then he's like, oh, well, you know, we can have, like, for more busy intersections, we can have these big, like, on-ramps that take you into the tubes. But, like, that just makes it really obvious that what he's done is he's just made worse freeways. And freeways are already kind of bad, but, like, because it's just got an on-ramp that takes you into, like, a very fast speedway. The on-ramp is still the bottleneck. And so, like you really can't get that much better capacity than you can with a freeway. And ultimately, like, the loop is just kind of the most recent thing in a long line of, like, public transit solutions that are just kind of worse trains and are used because they're not trains. The Do Not Eat video made a good point where it's basically like, you know, everyone, like, whatever new potential solution, like a monorail or, like, you know, the Hyperloop or whatever that you come up with for land-based, like, transit, land-based public transit is, like, you know, it's always just trains, but, like, it's a version of trains that hasn't been made before, so the only budget projections are on spreadsheets. But, like, for trains, you have actual data about how much it costs to build the rails and stuff. So it always looks like, you know, the monorail or whatever the hell is going to be way cheaper, but then it turns out it's not, and it's also just like has its own problems. And it's just like at a certain point, it's like just build more trains is what people should actually do. But you know, that's the trick anyway, isn't it? You have to get public transit boards to like actually like do stuff that's pragmatic but not flashy, and that's very hard to do. Right. Okay, so I gotta stop talking about Elon Musk, at least for a little bit. I'm gonna show this area. This was the most recent thing I built for Satisfactory. It's a big, giant, like, it's a big machine, and what it does is that it makes biomass and biofuel and stuff. Basically, this was catalyzed because I unlocked the ability to get liquid biofuel. And so I'm gonna put some leaves in here, right? And then some wood in here. I think this is the wood container. I might be wrong about that. In fact, I might be very wrong about that. Maybe I should, oh, no, that is the wood container. Yeah, so these constructors construct biomass. That was pretty much the extent of this system in the past. I just had these constructors and they would feed into like a big biomass storage area. But now I have them each feeding into these, and then the biomass gets taken out of these. A little bit of biomass gets siphoned off over here to go in this container for biomass storage. I don't know why I have this set up like this. That's weird. Why am I just taking the... Oh, I guess it's just a double container. Okay, whatever, look. Yeah. So biomass is stored over here a little bit. You know, biomass isn't great for fuel, but you need it for a couple crafting recipes. So I figured I'd just have some around. But the rest of it gets converted into biofuel. Biofuel is more efficient, energy-wise. And then the machines make biofuel, and then the biofuel all gets siphoned off over in this direction. Now, what that does then is that it connects the biofuel to the crafting network for these refineries. These refineries make liquid biofuel. I should break this tree. It looks weird like this. Okay, come on. There we go. Right. So, yeah, we have that. These pipes take water from a nearby lake. I'm trying to find the lake. It's over there somewhere. I'll just run over to it. It's not far. Yeah. These truck stations are also a relic. I don't use them for anything. But yeah, there's this machine over here, and it's got these, it's also got the problem with the pipes. I guess every machine in my every water extractor in my entire system just has pipes that are misaligned with it now for some reason. But yeah, so this produces water, and then the water goes off to, you can combine water with solid biofuel to make liquid biofuel. This water gets distributed between all those machines, and then the tricky thing about liquids in Satisfactory is that you can't hold liquids, you know, the same way you can do for items. So then, you know, we can store it in this tank, put a bunch of liquid biofuel in this tank here and stuff. Like, that tank's just there as a buffer, but yeah. But we have these machines that are called packagers, and they can be used to, well, package it. That is, if it gets a good supply of packaging, which it doesn't have right now, so that's fun. Guess I gotta go get that. I'm gonna go off to the warehouse because there's a bunch of packages there. Packaging is made from they're canisters. It's made from plastic. So yeah, there's a lot of running around in this game, especially now that I have all these materials. I could hypothetically feed these canisters directly into the system, but I don't wanna. It's annoying to do so. Yeah, I'm just going to take a whole bunch of canisters and we're going to go feed them into the system. So yeah, the like... Yeah. But yeah, then you use the packagers and then you combine the... You package the biofuel into these canisters and then it gets cycled back around to that big... Oh shit, I just remembered, yeah. It gets cycled around to that thing there. I actually have this system for, you know, when I'm loading stuff in, I can also just put canisters in this top one. You know, they get filtered out. And then they just go into the storage container and then they get pumped into the packagers and they get pumped very evenly into the packagers to make liquid biofuel. And there's a container of stuff here for some reason. And then, yeah, it goes around here and all that liquid biofuel there. I don't know. Oh yeah, it gets added to the same production line, the same line here that takes the biomass. I guess I just thought that would be fun. I don't really know why I did that, honestly. It feels like it would have made more sense to separate them out. But yeah, then we get delicious, nutritious, packaged liquid biofuel. And we can use that to fuel stuff, maybe. I mean, you know, I don't really know of anything that we can fuel with it, but we could probably fuel stuff, you know. Right, so this device here is used for research. I've done a lot of the research already. You know, I was probably using those heavy modular cubes for this, wasn't I? Oh well. This stuff is useful. Quartz is mostly used for mapping stuff. Like it was, yeah, frequency mapping here. This gave me access to the map, which was a big deal. And a vehicle. Power slugs are used for overclocking. Nutrients are used for regaining health. Mycelia does some stuff. You can use it to make fabric and also medical inhalers. Flower petals are for coloring stuff. Carterium is electronical things. I don't know what the supercomputer even like does. But I need regular computers for it, and I can't make those yet. Power switch. I'm gonna make a power switch. I already got everything with alien organisms. Not done with sulfur yet, though. I need circuit boards and stuff for that, and I haven't made them. There's just a whole pain in the ass. Like I kind of finally got out of this game with just the whole pain in the ass of like trying to make all of the like extra manufactured pieces. Like you need copper sheets and plastic to make circuit boards. Hypothetically, that would be easy to make, but it can just be annoying, you know, because there's just... like those just come from different places and I already have pre-existing infrastructure, and really like a lot of the annoying thing with this game is that it tends to just kind of waste your time. But hey, you know, on the bright side, I can make a zip line now. All I need is a Xenozapper. I have one of those. I just need to... Wait, do I have one of those? No, I have a Xeno Basher. I don't actually have a Xenozapper. Weird. Well, I can make one. And then I can make a zipline. Hooray. This was added recently. I think it lets you go, like, ride on power lines or something. I'm not really sure. But let's test it out. Do I like... Oh, okay. Okay, you have to hold the button, I guess. Yeah, this is fun. Okay. And it only goes one way, really, so that's helpful too. You know, these zip lines are cool conceptually, but yeah, they're way less adaptable than the old hypertubes and probably trains also. This seems like something that's targeted at an earlier stage of progression in the game than I'm actually at right now. So I'm just gonna put it in the chest that I have. Did it. One fun thing about this game is that it has cool, fun collectibles like the Mercer spheres and the Summer Sloop, and they don't do anything. They literally are completely useless. They're just not implemented yet because it's early access. I need to get some lights is what I need to do though. I just want to get some lights. Oh, look at that. Look, there's lights. Indoor lighting, floodlights, street light, lights control panel. Hook up power, watch your conveyor belts shine bright even in the darkest of factories. How exciting and interesting. Might as well just get everything. I have the tickets for it, I think. This shop can be used to get lots of things, and I've already gotten most of them. Now, how do you make this? Is it under logistics or something? Where is it? No, it's under organization. Yeah, so let's see here. I need quartz crystal for that. Weird, okay. You know, I don't know where I'm going with the stream at this point. I mean, I guess I showed off everything, really. It's pretty much all been showed off. So I don't really know what I'm gonna do here now. You know, it's fun to go on adventures, but I don't want to get too invested in anything. I'm probably not going to stream this game again, if only because of all of the problems that I had with just trying to. But you know, it's cool that I can. This looks pretty, maybe. I mean, in a sense, I guess. Oh yeah, thank you for being here, Colin. I really appreciate when people watch things, and I hope that whatever you need to wake up for goes well. What is okay? How does this? I can't really see the. No, that's not even. I found a new thing to be incredibly, like, you know, obsessively particular about. Okay. Now I just gotta hook it up to something. I don't know. Is there anything nearby? It would be really weird if you couldn't hook this up to some. Like, if you couldn't hook these up to each other, right? Like, if you just... I mean, like, you can hook anything up to... Ah, good. Yeah, you can connect these up. That's helpful. I'm gonna find something to plug it into, though, just to test it. Oh yeah. Thank you for watching when I'm streaming stuff. I really appreciate it. Like, again, you know, it's nice when people like it's just nice to be paid attention to, if nothing else. God, I think I have the means to make a gas mask now, but I haven't. It's just like a whole thing. Also, it seems like the zones on this are way less strict than they used to be. Like, that used to Like, if I was standing here in the past, I would just die. So that's weird. Right, okay, here's a power pole. I can hook it up to this or something. Wow, you know, I actually kind of hate this. This looks terrible. This is really bad. The fuck? It's like pure fluorescent lights. Oh god. Oh dear. I mean, I guess you know, it makes sense. They nailed it. The aesthetic of this, right? But like, it's a lot of light. The street lights are probably cooler. Those probably look nice. But I don't know where I'd put them because the game doesn't really have a way to place streets. I mean, I can probably just put one down just to check it out. Ooh, a floodlight tower. Wow. I need a special beam for this, but I can make lighting from very high up in the air. That's good. And I'll just hook it up to something. I don't know. Oh wait, I just realized these function is like, these actually function like power poles, I think. Well, limited power poles anyway. You can only connect 2 to them. Normal power poles can take 4, but it is cool at least that you can connect stuff to them. Right. You know, I just realized that there's like a milestone thing in the upper right, and my face cam is completely blocking that. That's fun. Wow, that's I mean, it's also very bright. It feels like they all kind of make the same exact type of light. So this is a very situational thing because it looks awful. And again, you know, it's thematic, you know, because who's ever been to like a factory where they had lighting in there and then it's like warm and comfy? It's always a nightmare. Like it's great, you know, it really helps you to build the aesthetic up more, make the whole world look even worse. Also, there's a power switch. Look at that. I think that's all I can make now. I mean, probably could have made some of this stuff, but not right now. Wait, okay, I didn't actually consider. Maybe I can change the color temperature with the lights control panel. That's the one more thing I'll try. Ooh, yeah, I think yeah, okay, that's helpful. I can control the color temperature, sorta. Oh, okay, that's way better. This would take a lot of work to make work properly. How does this, intensity, this is actually really... And you can make it so they only turn on at night. That's helpful. This is actually really good. This is really useful. Also, I think that this might have been the case the whole time if I had actually interacted with the light. Yeah, you can change this on any individual light. Okay, you know, that's better. I'm still not gonna bother to light anything up because it's a pretty small area. It's a whole ass like pain to actually do, but it's cool. You know, it's cool that this exists. I think my main question is how much energy it consumes, though. 1 megawatt. Yeah, you go ahead and leave the stream. I'm probably gonna leave the stream soon, honestly. Okay, 1 megawatt. Yeah, so this consumes 1 megawatt. Thank you for watching Not Cool Enough for School. I appreciate it, you know. It's nice. Right, okay. The like... But yeah, then there's the power switch. I see. These materials aren't too bad to get. I like it. This could be genuinely quite helpful. Like I could do a thing where I like this area is often an area that I just kind of want to turn off. So instead of this, I could just connect it up like that. Interesting. There we go. Okay. Everything's connected up to its proper thing. That's pretty cool. Actually, come to think of it, I think that I think one of the big coal-fired plants is actually over there. That kind of is probably why this happened. Something like that, I don't know. So this isn't actually very useful, but what are you gonna do? Okay. I'm gonna upgrade this power pole, and I'm just gonna... I guess you can build this before you actually build the switch in. This could be neat, you know. Hypothetically, I could rearrange my power grid so that I can turn off each factory individually. But, you know, I could also not do that. Oh god, I'm probably just gonna go ahead and end the stream now. I've done what I wanted to do. You know, it was lovely, I think, probably. I think everyone enjoyed it. I don't know if anyone's still watching right now, but if you are, you know, yeah. I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. I never have anything else to say, you know, like people, it feels like people are always supposed to say more stuff after that. like, oh, you know, and I mean, I can do plugs. I'll probably do plugs in a second, but like, you know, it's just weird. Cause like, what the hell else am I actually going to say? But yeah, I guess I will mention before I go on the stream, you know, maybe I'll just quit the game. Maybe I'll just quit game, and I will maybe go to the ending screen, which probably still works. Oh, I haven't turned off those things yet. Oops. Everything's fine though. Oh wait, no, I gotta turn off the... Yeah, if you hadn't noticed, I haven't actually used the OBS much since the Halloween stream. Yeah, okay, so I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. You know, technical bugs and everything. I might stream again sometime. If I do, it will definitely be a game that won't have technical bugs and everything. And yeah, if you I don't know. I have a video coming out soon, like in a couple of days. I'm actually probably going to list the premiere like right after I finish this, so you know, watch out for that. That's pretty much all I have to plug. I mean, whatever, you can go to Patreon. You know what the links are. They're on my YouTube. Like, it's fine. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, that's been me for now. I don't have a send-off, so I'm just gonna go ahead and click the stop streaming button now. And I'll say goodbye for now, and then we'll see each other later.